SnapKey brings Cinema 4D style pose morphing straight to After Effects, Illustrator's Turntable finally graduates out of beta, and Boris FX keeps gobbling up software like it's a buffet. It's Motion Mondays. Happy 15th birthday, Nancat! We're kicking things off first with a plugin roundup. First up is SnapKey, a new After Effects plugin that lets you capture animation states across multiple layers in a single click. They call them snaps. You set up a pose, snap it, set another, snap that, and now you can interpolate and blend between them. Or combine up to 4 different states to generate totally new looks. It's really smart for character animation, face rigs, or anything where you've got a lot of moving parts and you need to switch between poses quickly. Instead of scrubbing back through keyframes or recreating a pose from scratch, you just snap and blend. It's compatible with After Effects 2025 and up. It's currently on sale until April 11th. You can find it over at AE Scripts plus AE Plugins. Now on to some Blender add-ons. We're going to kick things off with the Bezier curve editor, which is basically like someone looked at the Flow plugin for After Effects and was like, yeah, let's do that in Blender. It puts a flow-style Bezier curve editor right into the Blender timeline, complete with real-time preview via an automatic application mode, elastic and bouncy curves, and savable presets. Now the site's in Japanese, so flex your Google Translate skills. The important part is that it's free, or in Japanese, murio desu. Next is WrapKit, a geometry nodes asset that cleanly wraps one object onto the surface of another. If you've ever wrestled with Blender's built-in shrink wrap and all its limitations and workarounds, this one's here to pretty much fix your life. And the best part, you get to pay what you want starting at $0. And last is Procedural Clouds, a cloud and sky system built entirely in geometry nodes. It's fully art directable with over 220 presets and wind animation built in. Cycles only, it's $25 at the Superhive Marketplace. Blender clouds have never been so easier to create and yell at. Quick School Motion news dump. First off, we just launched our free ebook that I think would honestly make a great coffee table book. It features 500 studios from Aardman all the way to Zombie Studio, basically the motion design studio Bible. All you got to do is drop your email and you can download it for free. On the event side of things, our NAB MoGraph party is happening Sunday, April 19th at Tom's Watch Bar in Las Vegas. Tickets are free, beers are on us, and our amazing sponsors include our co-host Rive. Come and hang out with your MoGraph heroes, grab some free swag, and maybe meet some of the people that you follow online. Now, as far as new courses goes, Unreal Engine for broadcast designers and Cavalry Kickstart are both coming to All Access super soon. And I just finished wrapping up Cinema 4D Insider, which is going to give you all the secrets of working faster inside of Cinema 4D. So stay tuned for that one. We also have an All Access exclusive live Cavalry workshop on April 16th with Greg Stewart, and our April portfolio review is on April 30th. Mark your calendars. Motionographer has been one of the longest running and most respected voices in the motion design community, and they just turned 20 years old last week. They said they're rethinking what Motionographer can be, which is a big statement for a platform that's been around for so long. Few things that have already gone live: a dark mode, a job section now embedded directly into the homepage, and a new curated events page listing off things like Off Barcelona and Digital Design Days. The bigger announcement is dropping in May, and they're describing it as something unexpected that honors the community. It's very exciting, can't wait to see what it is. And hey, happy 20th birthday, Motionographer. If you head to NAB in Las Vegas, Maxon just gave us a guest pass code for a free exhibition floor pass. Check the show notes for the code so you can get on the floor without paying anything. And Maxon just announced who will be presenting at their booth, including yours truly. So come stop by, say hi. There are going to be a bunch of great artists presenting, including Chris Schmidt, Andy Needham, Rosie Roche, and a few others. But more importantly, I've heard from a little birdie that if you stop by the booth, you can actually get a hands-on sneak peek of Cinema 4D for iPad. So if you've been curious about what Cinema 4D on a tablet actually looks and feels like, that's your chance to get your hands on it before it's officially out. Hope to see you there. And speaking of events, RenderCon 2026 is happening April 16th and 17th in Hollywood, California, hosted by the Render Network, which is part of Otoy, the folks who make Octane Render. It's a 2-day event covering AI pipelines, Gaussian splats, virtual production, and the future of rendering with keynotes, artist panels, and hands-on workshops. Day 1 has some heavy hitters: Jules Urbach, Fede Alvarez, who directed Alien Romulans, and Francisco Cidi from the Blender Foundation. Day 2 gets more technical and workshop heavy. Both Jonathan Winbush and I are going to be doing a collaborative character pipeline session, so if you're in the LA area, it'd be great to see you there. If you want to grab tickets, check out the link in the description below. So a while back we covered Wafer, a stylized 3D texture painting app from Sparseal, the same folks who made Cozy Blanket for retopology. Until now it was iPad only, but they just dropped a free open beta for Windows. Wafer is focused on non-photorealistic stylized texture painting, NPR workflows for games, animation, and illustration, and motion graphics. It's not trying to compete with Substance on photorealism, and that's fine because there's a real gap for a focused NPR texturing tool that takes OBJ, FBX, and GLB files. The feature set is pretty full for a beta. You got layers, masks, blending modes, stencils, decals, PBR support, and multi-channel painting. Wafer 1.1 also just landed and added a smudge tool. And folks on the Discord are saying that pen tablets like Wacom Huion and HP Pen are all confirmed working. You can find a link to that in the description. Alright, it's cool work time from across the interwebs. First up is The Untranslatable Forest, a short film by Ivan Miguel and Andy Kumo. And it's made entirely in Blender. It's set in a dreamlike airport and follows 6 untranslatable words from different languages, each one reflecting on our own growing disconnection from nature, culture, and belonging. Definitely hit me in the feels, and it's a beautiful reminder of what you can do with freely available tools when you apply your vision, your taste, and your humanity to it. Next is a website, Reset Play, Rob Heasley's studio applying motion design to web experiences and mobile apps. It's a great example of what I think is a new breed of motion designer, someone who realizes these skills translate directly to websites and digital products, especially with tools like Rives and Figma making it so accessible. The website itself is worth studying for how to explain what motion design is capable of to a client. And finally, some love to motion design in Japan. Multra out of Tokyo just dropped a new brand film. Now, I actually got to meet the Multra team at Pixel by Pixel last year, and their multimedia mixed media style really comes through in everything they do. Definitely give them a follow. Jonathan Winbush, who's always out on the cutting edge diving into new tech, just put out a solid intro tutorial to ComfyUI. And I appreciate this one specifically because he is a motion designer teaching it to motion designers. A lot of the existing AI tutorials out there are not exactly easy to follow, to put it kindly. Now, Winbush describes ComfyUI as Houdini for AI generation, which tracks. It's a node-based system that looks intimidating at first, but once you understand the connections, it gives you a ton of control. And since it runs locally on your machine, you can generate without subscriptions or credit systems eating into your wallet. The video walks you through the install process, which is genuinely not that easy. It gets you set up with the Flux 2 model and explains the overall workflow in a way that actually makes sense coming from a motion design background. Definitely give it a watch, and hopefully Winbush will keep the series going. Link will be in the description. Boris FX just announced they're acquiring Vegas Pro, SoundForge, and Acid Pro from Magix, continuing their streak of buying up creative tools and actually keeping them alive rather than shutting them down. They already have Sapphire, Continuum, and Mocha Pro under their belt, so this is a pretty amount of stuff under one roof. Now, Vegas Pro isn't necessarily the first NLE that comes to mind for most motion designers, but Vegas Pro 2026 dropped the same day as this announcement with some interesting additions. So we got Nvidia Blackwell GPU accelerations, ProRes RAW support, and Continuum's titling tools now baked right in. Perpetual licenses are still available, and pricing actually dropped in some cases. 2 new subscription tiers bundle in particle illusion and Mocha tracking tools, which is a solid deal if you're already living in that ecosystem. Now onto this week's Student of the Week, Nico Wiedebro, a graphic designer and illustrator out of Madrid, who found School of Motion and says they couldn't be happier with our curriculum. Nico mentioned how drawing and designing with the purpose of animating later has really added some depth to his skills, especially through the Illustration for Motion course. Now, looking at Nico's reel, you can see exactly that happening, leveling up the illustration side first, then stacking animation skills on top of it to bring those designs to life through motion. Now, that's the move right there. Congrats on the feature, Nico. You can check out more of his work at nicohebro.com. Now onto a quick double feature from Adobe. First up, Photoshop 27.5 landed with tighter Firefly boards integration. You can open up a cloud dock, explore variations in boards, and do a round trip back into Photoshop. It's a minor update overall, but I personally use Firefly a lot for iteration and mood boarding, so the tighter workflow is definitely nice. And staying in Photoshop, Adobe design evangelist Howard Pinsky gave us a tease of what's coming to the beta's remove tool. The upgraded version now automatically detects and categorizes multiple types of distractions, poles, vegetation, vehicles, and visual clutter, and can remove them all in one pass across a complex scene like a crowded street. GG photobombers, we'll keep an eye on this when this one makes it out of beta. In this week's big news, Illustrator's Turntable feature is officially out of beta and fully integrated into the app. Now what it does is take a 2D illustration with no background and uses Firefly to generate multiple rotated views of that object, generating what it would look like from different angles. You can rotate it left to right, tilt for a top-down or bottom-up views in 30-degree increments, and combine all those axes for a whole range of perspectives. And sometimes it'll decide your character needs a tail for no reason, completely unprompted. But hey, I like it. By the way, I need a name for this character. Drop some name suggestions for this little guy in the comments. And an added bonus, you can push the result out as a GIF right from Illustrator with control over frame rate, direction, and playback style. So it seems like Turntable is going to be like this fast pipeline from turning flat vector assets into a 3D type project without ever needing to open a 3D app. And the great part is your original art stays completely intact. All the generated views are just additive. So update your Illustrator and give it a spin. I mean, literally. And that's going to be it for this week's Motion Mondays. As always, links to everything is going to be in the description below. And be sure to grab your tickets to our NAB MoGraph meetup and snag those free NAB exhibition passes from Maxon. Hope to see you at one of these events real soon. Until next time, have a great week.